Hold on. I honor those of you who are coming through in a benevolent energy. I honor you for watching here on YouTube Live or wherever you see this video at some point at Blooming Light, at Blooming Tribe, okay? If you're logging on live, then you're logging on, I want to say Saturday the 15th. It's November the 15th, 2025. If you're logging in on the live itself, it is approximately 10:34 a.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S. in Beaumont, Texas. Okay, near the Parkdale Mall. Okay. Teacher or Tyrant. Teacher or terrorist. Chew on that for a minute. You know, folks will define these things differently. You know how humans are, because it's based on our point of reference. It's based on our experience. It's based as simple as that. Now, that's the truth. And it is what it is. Okay? It's based on our understanding. It's based on our point of reference, meaning the structures, the belief systems, and everything that has shaped into us in that moment. It also includes development, lack thereof, or whatever. It's all of it. So when we hear stuff like teacher or tyrant, teacher or terrorist, it may vary, because when you come from abuse culture, to you, you're a teacher, because that is what you came under, that is what you've been told, that is what you believe, and the mind is powerful, isn't it? But I want to invite the whoever you are, because I'm only talking to those who, if you land on this video at some point and you're open to what I'm saying, then it's you. I'm not talking to mofos who on some other shit. Okay, I'm not here to force. That's a karmic vibe. Okay, just so you all know. To impose. Okay, we're all on a journey, whether we know we are or not, and it's once upon a time I felt a certain way about certain things, and it evolved over time. And in each time stamp, if you will, there would have been no one who could have told me the otherwise. That's the nature of this plane of existence. Until we decide, we work through cognitive dissonance and any other resistance within ourselves, until that's something that we ourselves do, then there's really nothing, no one external to us that they can present facts, pictures, they can do all sorts of cool shit, and it still wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. Tyrant. I am a word person. Because of what I'm finding out about the English language, I'm kind of pissed because I see how we fucked ourselves every which way from Sunday. Okay. And not in a cool, fun fuck way. Okay. With words, thinking that we're helping ourselves. So I'm pissed about that. Oh, I can't wait till I get my opportunity. I don't know, maybe my older soul already has. So I'm like, oh, I'm pissed on that one, and I'm gonna fight that one. I'm gonna bust through all sorts of dimensions, bitch. Like, flag, follow the flag. It's style, bitch. Anyway, tyrant, teacher. Look into definitions. The beautiful thing about technology, we got a lot of shitty, crummy things about technology, don't we? How it's being used. But we also have a lot of very beautiful things in which, like everything else in this plane of existence, potential depends on the being. But the beautiful thing is we get to do stuff that, hey, when I was growing up, because like I'm almost 50, and as when I was a little girl, you had to do microfiche, newspapers, actual physical paper, microfiche. You had to old school it research. There wasn't no instant type in and you get this. Nope. Okay. So which made it long and involved. Okay, but it also created investigative skills for us, but that's another video. You used to have to go pick up a dictionary that was this thick versus physical stuff. Now we can just go, if you have any kind of technology at your disposal, and since you're watching this, then you do. Then we get to go into Google search or whatever search engine box we choose and type words in. And they will bring you all sorts of goodies. And then you can get these synonyms, antonyms, and all of that. Okay, why am I saying this? I'm being silly, but why I'm saying this? Sometimes it helps. Sometimes it helps brings understanding to what it is that we're listening to, whatever this is that we're trying to have critical thinking about, whatever this is that we are trying to apply. Okay. So, tyrant. What is a tyrant? What is a terrorist? How do you define it? Because remember, I just said that based on all of our various different points of reference, our upcoming, our conditioning, we may have a different stance. If we come from abuse culture, we may very well not see something as a tyrant or a terrorist. So when you're wanting to expand your own point of reference, this is where I'm going with that. When you do get to the space of life, when you're trying to expand your understanding on things, instead of just take everything for what it is based on what you were always given, the best thing you can do is ask the question, pose a question. Okay, you pose it to yourself, you pose it to the universe. Okay, the ethers, the astrals, if you will. You pose the question. Okay, boom, bitch. Okay, and then you give intention to yourself and you begin to seek and set it up for yourself to just review without judgment what may come up for you. And you get to still evaluate whether or not you agree, but you're just opening yourself up to the notion of maybe there is an expanded view, a different view, a different layer to this than I have been aware of. due to my own biases, my own limitations and prejudices and culture and conditioning and upbringing and surrounding and all of the things. So listen, I said all that to say, then when you go from that place and you look up words like terrorists, tyrant, and you get all of these examples and these breakdowns, these antonyms, these synonyms, and all of these things, and then you apply it to one that is posing as a teacher, whether that's you or someone else. And you get to then do your own analysis, teacher or tyrant, teacher or terrorist. Abuse culture leads into toxic authority. Abuse culture leads into abusive, inhumane, and disrespectful practices in the name of leadership. When you talk about fraternities, sororities, y'all know how you know they take you through hazings to get into that, but it's not limited to fraternities and sororities. It's any group, okay, which ends up making it what cult-like in nature, doesn't it? Because if fear is the foundation, control, fear, leverage, and you're shunned or really you're abused, because correction doesn't equal abuse, baby. There are people that's using the term correction and they lying to themselves and everybody they talking to. But if that's where we come from, then it's true. Correction is not abusive in and of itself. Correction, if we were to look at the term correction, you see how we're playing with language and how we're playing with possibilities of things. If we were to look up these terms and play with the exampleship and the synonyms and from a neutral, non-judgy place, then apply it to whatever it is we're trying to analyze and go, okay. Correction, the term correction. I am correcting, correction. Okay. When we break that down, correction has nothing to do with abusive behavior and conduct. And what is abuse? Let's go there. What is abusive behavior and conduct? Abuse is simply misuse of authority. It is misuse of power. It is misuse of a resource. It is misuse of a thing. It's the misuse of it. And what is misuse of it? You see how this goes and goes. So as we allow ourselves to play with all of that, okay, correction, leadership, teaching, all of those things should not be dehumanizing to a human being that one is governing, number one. It should not be dehumanizing the being in the name of I'm teaching. Okay. Number two, it shouldn't be objectifying as if that being or group doesn't have emotions, feelings, thoughts, a family, all the various things in which we sometimes as teachers and authority figures feel so entitled to have comforts and protections. Okay. Those beings in which we feel we're governing it is equal to us in that respect. It doesn't matter how many certificates and letters that we have behind our last name. Those groups that we're leading are just as important, just as valid, and deserving of respect, of boundaries being honored, as us as a teacher or a leader expect people to uphold. We expect there to be a level of respect. We expect people to honor our privacy, honor our individuality, respect our wishes. Like teachers come with that. Okay, I am a teacher. You know, respect, blah 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 blah. But the people in which we're governing are equally worthy and deserving of that too. Just because we, for whatever reason, have been put in a teacher position, or we put ourselves in a teaching position, it doesn't mean that they are not deserving of the same honor, approach. Yeah, I'm going here. All that is programming, conditioning, and all that hierarchy shit. Okay. You're under me, so I could treat you a grade less than I expect to receive, because I am the leader and you are the follower. So as I am the leader, I get these privileges. You are the follower, so I get to demonize you. I get to humiliate you. I get to make an example out of you. Though as a leader, I don't want nobody making an example out of me. In fact, I would kick up a pretty big ruckus if someone did. I would be ready to get Arl Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, and Cochran's, and all the people, you know, if somebody did it to me as the leader. But as a leader, I feel as if I have a right to make an example of you. I have a right to do a humiliation ritual on you. I have a right to haze you. I have a right to expose your vulnerabilities. I have a right to take advantage of your vulnerabilities. I have a right, but as a teacher and a leader, no one has the right to expose my 1,000 skeletons in my 1,000 closets that I'm pretending to not have because I hid it at my homie's house. Teacher, Tyrant. Tyrants have hypocrisies and double standards. Tyrants operate from fear, ego, control factor, needing leverage, fear. I already said that. Tyrants feel superior to those that they are teaching. Tyrants feel like them and their family should have a more cushier life than those that they're teaching. Tyrants do not have a sense of ethics. Their ethics stops as it pertains to the ethics only lives as it pertains to how it serves or benefits them. Anything beyond that, they lack it. Tyrants don't have empathy or compassion. They have mimicked empathy and compassion if it is something that's going to benefit them in some shape, form, or fashion. Beyond that, no. Tyrants have an overinflated ego in that they don't see any wrong in themselves, and they dare anybody to ever correct that. A tyrant feels above correction themselves. Fascinating. That's the double standard, isn't it? It's fascinating. They feel above correction as a teacher. Tyrants, I am the teacher. I wrong. Since when? Tyrants can see no wrong in themselves, but they have a very stringent attitude and approach to others. Perfection in which they themselves can't live up to. Tyrants are opportunists, and not in the healthy sense, in which we're not talking about how a business person, everybody is bartering and trying to create opportunities. We're not talking about healthy business principles and exchange practices. An opportunist is, from a negative stance, it's win-lose, and they will exploit whomever and whatever, even you. They see an opportunity to get something off of you at your expense, they are. That's an opportunist. Okay? Tyrants are opportunists because they really don't care about the consequences or the effects of their actions and their decisions on other people. Tyrant or teacher? Tyrant or terrorist? Teacher or terrorist, rather. Excuse me. Teacher or terrorist? Teacher or tyrant? A terrorist, well, we already know. A terrorist is just that. They terrorize, bitch. And a terrorist has usually some type of an extremist view, oblivious to themselves, oblivious to the whole in their whole little get up. So they feel, remember I said it's based on what your upbringing is, your culture and all that. Well, because of it, then to them, that ain't what they is. You see what I'm saying? To them, we say terrorists, but to them, they say this is a cause, bitch. But a terrorist is somebody who is striking terror, terrorizing men, women, children, boys, and girls, all alike, bitch, because that's what they is. A terrorist, bitch, don't have no moral compass. They think they have one, but it's distorted. It's delusion. It's the same thing that took our towers. That's another day in video. To them, it's let's purge, if for lack of better words, let's purge the evil, bitch. And they should look. Well, it should start with you, motherfucker. Okay, back to what I'm saying. Purging the evil. Well, you should be the first one on the list, huh? Then you is the one, motherfucker. But they don't see that. I'm being silly with that. They don't see that. A terrorist they have extremists. That's why they're called extremists. Possibly strong mental illness that they don't know, or just listen, don't trip on the labels. You can call it fucked up energy, chakras fucked up, whatever you want to call it. Okay, whatever your current state of belief systems allow you to properly process the fact that is off. So whether we want to say they full of the devil, whether we want to say it's demons and entities, whether we want to say it's parasites, whether we want to say it's the archons, whether we want to say, their chakras is fucked, whether we want to say they're a clone, whether we want to, all of it, because it's all of it. At the end of the day, they fucked. and they can't see past their own limitation. So a terrorist is a sadist in some cases, because if their goal is to terrorize, then this means that there's a hit, there's a payoff, there's a dopamine, there's a hit, there's an energetic hit every time they can inflict terror. So what does that mean? They're a sadist. I didn't say a Satanist, I said a sadist. If we were to look up sadists as well, it's going to break down that these are beings who take pleasure in the suffering of people, innocent people, not people who, they may think they deserve it, but they really just love seeing their targets. Let me rephrase that. Their targets suffer. There's a pleasure that is gained. There's a high. Okay, so which one are you going? What are they? Are they a teacher? Or a terrorist? Abuse culture taught us about so-called tough love and tough, you see that in the boot camps, you see that in the military, you see that, these are all methods and strategies. You see this with fraternities, sororities, gangs. But there's a very thin and fine line, and we have to find it. Because a teacher shouldn't have to have clones. It's one thing to have a mission statement. It's one thing to have, I'm leaning now into business and all this stuff, where you got to have like this uniformity. But when uniformity turns into absolute conformity and losing your identity, then there's something wrong with the reality that leading to fatality. Okay, I'm rapping now. I'm rapping. Okay, whoop. Because you got autonomy. That's not disorder. People like to say stuff like diverse, we diverse. No, you're not. No, they're not, motherfuckers. No, they're not. They're not diverse. No, they're not. We're diverse. We embrace diversity. We love. Now that's a teacher, and that, okay. We embrace, but what does that mean? Folks just be saying shit. No, they ain't. No, you don't. No, you not. No, the fuck. No, the fuck. We embrace. You lie. You lie. You terrorize diversity. They lie. If diversity has to be beat out of the individual, you're not talking a group now, you're talking a cult. You're not talking a business now. You're talking, I'm gonna get you, Osiris. Get him, boy. You're messing. Get his a. Oh, Osiris. Him mutter lucky. But can I please do this, and I'll play with you in a minute, okay? I love you. Look how you're looking at me. Okay. Say hi. You can say hi to. Okay. Oh, what's your magic? Oh, I see you. Oh, he's got that look on his face. He's doing a thing. Y'all can't see him. Okay, Osiris. Oh gosh. Look at him, boy. Oh, I love you. I love you. Say hi to Gary. Say hi. My mother's paying too much attention to you people. Right? Okay, look, now he's gonna go limp. He going limp. Let me see. Or is oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Um, so see, you distracted me, Cyrus. Uh, Diversity. Okay. We were saying the difference between a tyrant or a terrorist and a teacher. You know, if we're embracing diversity and your individuality and all that stuff, that has to be beat out. Then that's not an organization. That is a cult. Where if people are passively, I don't care how covertly this, if there is a shunning, a withholding of validation, which is devaluation, because of somebody being an individual different, then the statement of diversity is a lie. It's a lie. Because you can have a unified shared goal and not have to be a fucking separate clone. You can still accomplish a unified business model, principle, goal, accomplishment, and have rules, regulations, and ordinances and processes to a degree, of course, to keep things flowing without it being at the detriment and the sacrifice of allowing for variance in its expression. Teacher or tyrant, teacher or terrorist. So think of that, y'all. I'm going to end this live because what I'm going to do, I'm long-winded. I'm trying to, I'm never successful at this, but I'm trying to shorten videos, okay? Because I can go, baby. I can go, baby. But I'm trying to learn how to hold back too, because I'm trying to honor my own energy. Like, honor your energy, bitch. Because this motherfuckers ain't, all they doing is sitting up, coming on your shit, copying anyway, bitch. But anyway. Man, you get no creativity, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know? Okay, I'll stop playing. Loosen up, loosen up, loosen up, loosen up. Laugh a little, okay? Tyrant, teacher, terrorist, teacher. Google these things. What does it mean to you? Give yourself permission to ask these questions. Pose these why questions. What ifs, whys? You know, what are the other options? Pose it to the ethers. And then give space to, without judgment, you can put a pen in your hardwired view and, you know, tell yourself, I promise I'll come back to being Stuffy Stuffersons from Stuffinsville after I give myself 10 minutes of looking at something, looking at something differently. I don't have to agree after looking at it. The whole point of it is just me honestly, sincerely, and wholeheartedly being open and receptive to reviewing something. Then once I have actually truly done it, not with a predisposition of I'm already going to disagree, but from a place of sincerity and true openness. Like, okay, for realsies. Not just so I can prove that I'm right. Fine, and I'm gonna look into it, but you already predisposed of already been decided. When we give ourselves that space, and you still may come up, because this is about getting to yourself and how you feel, reviewing your own views, if that makes sense. And then go, okay, so this is what I feel about, this is what I think a tyrant is, this is what I think a terrorist is based on me looking deeper. Now, let me apply it to, because here's the application. After we get out all the definitions and synonyms and all that, Here's the application. Look at him. See, ain't he just like his brother? Ain't you, Cyrus? Him just like him, brother. Oh, him just like him, brother.
Don't forget about that Burger King food trying to order.
Look at yeah, he like his brother, but that too food. Your mother's the food lady. Anywho, give yourself. Unfortunately, since the shit that's going on here, I don't even know. That's another thing that's gonna be pissed off y'all on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even feel comfortable with about getting shit for my goddamn son and this godforsaken goddamn town. You know, sad, isn't it? Because we didn't been poison. I got pictures of him, all that shit. We didn't been poison, bitch, more than once. Okay, nope, was no allergic reaction. And okay, because that's what these motherfuckers is on. So, you know, this is another reason why, yeah, punitive damages is going to be a hefty penny when this thing finally settles. It may be drawn out long, but I'm going to be paid like a motherfucker by the time this shit is done. So let me end it at 36:56. And when I come back on, okay, we had our discussion of Teacher and Tyrant. Now we're going to have the reading because this is actually connected to a reading. There's some karmic energies that really they're claiming that they're teachers. And it's starting to come out that it's posing a question like maybe not so much. Maybe they're terrorists. Maybe they're tyrants. Okay. And it's based on the behind the scenes shit. It's not based on the images that they're presenting to people in social media. It's not based on what they're presenting to leaders that they're trying to impress either. It's based on the secrets of what they do in the wee night hours doing spell work on disabled people every single day, because that's the extent of their power. Some of them are coming to find out. And that's why they are highlighting it, because the other shit is dissipating. And so they're leaning strongly into doing shit on energies that don't have, you know, they're already compromised in a very major way. Their system is compromised in a very major way. And basically, so it's easy for the slightest thing to appear to be working. So is that person a teacher or are they a tyrant? On a collective scale, are they a teacher or are they a terrorist?